Thank you so much. Thank you, Victor, for wonderful overview of our statement of task and what we're hoping to accomplish. I want to welcome all of you today on behalf of John Beard, my co-chair, and myself. I just want to express how excited we are and how grateful we are that you are all here to share in this important workshop. I've actually been working on this with Victor since 2015. So I think back, I was a member of the original planning committee for the entire Grand Challenge. And so having it come now to fruition with these work streams is extremely exciting. I want to express my gratitude for you being here. I realize people traveled from around the world and amidst a very stressful circumstance, but we are so delighted that you are here, and we're looking forward to an incredible two-day event. I think together we have the opportunity to really reshape the future of global aging. I hope that we can come together to brainstorm together to identify the priority areas on a global scale that we need to address to have a healthier future of healthy longevity for us all. We really want to share ideas and really to have you brainstorm together, and really there are no ideas too big or too small that we shouldn't bring up. So we are hoping also to identify disruptive innovations that can make a difference. But of course, an event like this cannot occur without the passion and hard work of many, many people. And I want to start by thanking Victor for his visionary leadership and really in committing the National Academy of Medicine to focus on this Grand Challenge area that's so significant, I think, for the world. I want to thank Singapore for hosting this incredible event in your beautiful country. It's just a pleasure to be here. I want to thank the planning committee members, many of whom are here, and who in a very short period of time helped generate this dynamite program that we're going to have over these next 2 days. They all contributed and worked very, very hard to make this possible, and we thank all of you for your efforts. I also want to thank our sponsors. This could not have occurred, obviously, without you, and we thank you so much. I want to thank the International Oversight Board, named here, who are the ones, as you've heard from Victor, to keep everything on track, and the leadership has been really important and key. I want to thank the commission members. Victor already mentioned them, and I'm mentioning them again because their role is so important. And they will take the input from all of the workshops and together build the consensus report. I'll speak more about that in just a moment. And I want to thank the incredible and tireless staff who worked so hard to make this happen under the leadership of Dr. Cecilia Shaw, and also to Stephen, Peak, Jarrett, and Bridget, who helped shape this workshop out of clay into the beautiful structure that you are going to see over these next 2 days. So just an overview. You've heard about, the statement of task, and I want to really go into more about what we're hoping to accomplish. Again, we're really hoping that these will be brainstorming sessions, and we've really built them around panels to allow for a lot of time for back and forth exchange. We want to identify innovative and disruptive ideas to really change the face of healthy longevity moving forward. We want your ideas to be aspirational, but also to have some evidence base, or else to identify the gaps in evidence that we need to address to move the field forward. We are going to try to focus on a future back approach, and what we mean by that is starting by envisioning the future that we want to arrive at, the future that we want to see, and then how we mobilize the steps to make that future happen. So it's really a different way of thinking, and we're hoping that we can encourage you all to think in that way with us. And really to think about healthy longevity, not just as a problem of old age. We cannot think about healthy longevity in that way. In fact, to make the kind of future that we want, it requires whole-scale, systematic changes, and we need to invest across the entire life course. So starting in early life to create the kind of change we want to see in healthy longevity for us all. There will be 6 panel discussions, as outlined on your schedule. And each panel discussion will have several bullet talks, very, very short talks, just to identify sort of key themes, key areas, and then that's going to be followed by an open discussion. And it's really the discussion that is the root, that is the importance of these 2 days of this workshop. We really want to stimulate ideas. We want to stimulate back and forth exchange and engagement. And that's really important because when we think together across disciplines, across countries, when we think together, we can come up with much better solutions and ideas than any of us can do on our own. And our goal is to come up with priority areas to think about and approaches that may be innovative and not have been tried before. We want to provide the evidence base wherever possible or identify gaps where there is not evidence. I want to stress that this workshop is not intended to achieve consensus or to come up with formal recommendations. That is not a goal of this workshop, and that's really important to understand. Because we want to raise the ideas, we want to raise the priority areas that we see, and then it's ultimately the commission that will draft the consensus report and come up with recommendations. So we provide the fodder for that by identifying priority areas and topics. Okay, a few logistics. All the presentations and discussions will really be kept strictly on time. We really want to get through a very fulsome agenda, so we're hoping that you'll help us when discussion is over, that we will stop. The meeting is open to the public, but there will not be live streaming of the event, but videos of all presentations will be available on the NAM website after the workshop. The workshop proceedings will be published in fall of 2020 and available at the National Academy's website without charge. And the proceedings will describe the workshop presentations and the discussions with the views attributed to individual participants. So now I want to turn it over to my co-chair, Dr. John Beard, who's going to talk about our cross-cutting themes and how we'll identify priorities.
Thank you, Jess.